starter? What was different from yesterday or different from a week ago?
I'd say yesterday and today both. You can see that he's kind of taking it and running with it. I mean, as far as just feeling more confident as the leader of the group, and he's stepping up, being more vocal, and you know, realize, hey, this is my team. I'm going to take it and run with it. And I think the guys are responding well to him. And it's been nice to be able to get him all of those reps too the last 2 days, you know, with the first group, because we said that, you know, we've got to put him in a position to be successful early. And we feel like the upside is very high, and that each week we should see improvement with him. And, you know, so we got to put him in a position to be successful. And I think the more reps he gets, the better he's going to be.
You've got something like 4 or 5 players on offense that have played quarterback before in high school. How much does that help as far as the learning curve at times?
It helps a lot. We love recruiting quarterbacks, not only to play quarterback, but guys that maybe are going to project at other positions, because I think it gives you guys that are usually pretty smart. They understand the game. They understand defenses. And so quicker than most guys, you know, they understand not just what they do on each play, but the whole concept of the play and the whole offense. And what that allows them to do is you know, make smart football decisions. It also makes them more versatile, and there's no secret, we like a bunch of guys out there who have potentially the ability to throw. So we always are looking for a great athlete who's played quarterback and won. Cody Burns is the type of guy. I mean, those kind of guys or Darvin Adams was a quarterback. I mean, I could go on and on. We like those kind of guys.
You got Nick back there. He's obviously played corner before. So, you ever had that much of a mix of guys that have played everywhere? And
I don't know. I don't know. That's probably got to help him a little bit, you know, having been on the other side of things. But like I said, I think the more versatile guys are, the better football player all around they are.
When did you know that Nick was going to be the guy? Was there any one moment, one play? Can you boil it down to this is what showed you, okay, he's going to be our starter?
It was a steady process. You know, the first scrimmage we went live, really I thought every quarterback did a really good job of not flinching, hanging in, taking shots. But you could tell right then it didn't affect him one bit. And then the second scrimmage, they weren't live, but I thought he really settled in, and with what we were asking him to do, felt confident, was calm. When good things happened, didn't rattle him. When bad things happened, didn't rattle him. He just was steady. He obviously can make plays. And, you know, so I think after those 2 scrimmages, had a pretty good idea, but it was more just trying to confirm it with more reps and see if he kept getting better or not, and he did. And so, like I said, part of coaching is putting not just him but all of our players in a position to be successful. So, you know, it's up to me and it's up to us as coaches to that first game and second game and so on to give him what he can handle, and I think we'll be able to grow game by game.
In those scrimmages, what's the best play that Nick's made? Anything stand out to you?
You be honest with you, I mean, you kind of put me on the spot there, but the first thought I have, beside the fact that I think he's protected the ball extremely well, we hadn't had any balls on the ground, I don't think he threw any interceptions in those 2 scrimmages. We had about a 3rd and 14, and we were 4 wides and 1 back. We ran everybody deep. Protection kind of broke down a little bit. Instead of flushing, he hits his check down. Corey Grant, who makes a great play, runs for 16, gets a first down. We converted 3rd and 14 just because he does his job and doesn't try to do more than he's asked to do. And to me right there, that showed great maturity and that, hey, he's buying in. He's trying to play within the system, do what we ask him to do. He's very coachable, and so that would be one that stands out to me.
Let's talk about the offensive line. Even though you're moving some guys around, how much of a, I guess, maturing have you seen out of those guys since the spring?
A lot. You can tell that having 15 days in spring, having the whole summer on their own, and now having a couple weeks that they're really starting to gel. Even though we moved some guys around, there's about 7 or 8 that really hang in with that first group. And, you know, there's no secret. You know, Reese Dismukes is our leader, but we expect that group to be the strength of our team, especially early. And, you know, I've been really pleased with the progress they've made with Coach Grimes here in fall camp.
Rhett, a couple of Nick's former coaches have said that one of the biggest changes they'd like to see him make is not the feel that he has to be the guy on every play, that he doesn't have to force it, that he doesn't have to win the game on every play. How much have you had to try to break him into the fact that he's surrounded with a lot different talent class now, and that he doesn't have to force it? You say he hasn't had as many turnovers, but he just hasn't had to force it to be that guy all the time.
Yeah, it's a good question, and you make a good point. And to the point I made earlier when you asked me what my favorite play he had in the 2 scrimmages, I mean, all we want him to do is play within the system and make the right play. We feel like his ability will allow him to make good plays in those scenarios. And then when things do break down, he's going to just naturally make some plays. But you're right, he doesn't have to carry everything. We got a good line. We're going to have good backs. We got some wideouts. We're going to have to step them up, make plays for him. And that's the key. Don't don't feel like you got to do too much. Play within the system, and over time, the system will grow as you feel better with it. And I feel like the athleticism will allow him to make those plays. And I think that sometimes that's a curse when you have a guy with great talent. You know, they sometimes feel maybe if you get behind or in certain situations that they got to do too much. Trust the system. And so far, he's been very coachable, and he's tried to do everything we've asked him to do.
Kozan's still running with the ones at left guard.
Yeah, Kozan's done a really good job for us. He's a really smart player. He's tough. He's smart. He's tough. I think he's gotten much more athletic. I think his time with Coach Russell has made him much more flexible and athletic. He's been a very solid, steady, bright spot on the offensive line for us. We got a lot of confidence in Alex.